Greek mythology, the Pyrean spring is a fountain said to bestow inspiration on whoever drinks from it. It was sacred to the 9 muses, goddesses of inspiration. But as with all things of great power, the Pyrean spring wasn't to be enjoyed without discretion. In his essay on criticism, Alexander Pope writes, "A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep, or taste not the Pyrean spring. There, shallow draughts intoxicate the brain, and drinking largely sobers us again." Pope's warning essentially is that small amounts of knowledge make us arrogant, but in this sort of bizarre inversion, the more we learn, the more sober or humble we become. Darla Mooney is a student who demonstrates this humble pursuit of excellence in her approach to academics. Hers is a formidable and discerning intellect. When she is challenged, she rises to the occasion, eager to embrace the difficulty and happy to prove herself in the classroom. What strikes me as more remarkable, however, is that despite her evident gifts, Darla repeatedly exemplifies the love of Christ in her interactions with her teachers and her classmates. She holds herself with grace and extends great respect to other students, even if she doesn't agree with them. Though she has strong and well-thought-out opinions, Darla maintains balance through thoughtful appreciation of others' ideas. In this way, Darla lives out Paul's encouragement in 1 Corinthians 8, 1-3. We know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffs up, but love edifies. And if anyone thinks that he knows anything, he is not yet known as he ought to know. But if anyone loves God, this one is known by him. When I first met Darla, she was a bright-eyed, sharp-minded, Disney-loving 10th grader. She was an anchor in the classroom and a leader among her peers. 2 years later, Darla continues to conduct herself with that same joy, humility, and empathy. I'm confident that as she continues her studies at Grove City College, pursuing the noblest of all academic pursuits, English, she will continue to seek knowledge, and in that delightfully humbling pursuit, come in contact with the love of God, the fear of whom is the beginning of knowledge. So Darla, before you come and share your words with us, one final word of encouragement, and this comes from both me and Mr. Dizzy. My final encouragement to you is to look for the bare necessities. Be prepared for this whole new world. Following the leader will keep you from being topsy-turvy, and though it might feel like you're one of those poor, unfortunate souls, you'll bring honor to the soul. When you get to school, there'll be something there that wasn't there before. You've got no strings to hold you down. But, hi-ho, hi-ho. It's off to work you go. Remember, just around the riverbend, your reflection will show. Listen with your heart. So, it's a privilege and great joy that I introduce to you the Plumstead Christian School class of 2014 Salutatorian. Darla Mooney.
To the school board, administrators, teachers, family members, and friends, thank you for your encouragement and guidance all these years. Without you, we could not have made it to this big day, and we cannot say thank you enough. This year, my English teacher, Mr. Dunn, gave me a very important title in honor of the essays I have written, The Cliché Queen. It was not unusual for me to throw cheesy statements in my papers, and for him to underline them in bright red and write cliché in all caps next to it. There were plenty of times in class when he was trying to think of a certain cliché to make his point, and he would turn to me with a little mock bow asking the Queen for her advice. When I found out that I had to write a speech, one of my first thoughts was, how am I going to write a graduation speech without filling it with cliches? But I realized there are reasons that certain things have become phrases we hear all of the time. They are there for encouragement and oftentimes to tell the truth. It is a shame that some of these phrases have been so ingrained in our minds that they lose meaning and that we can't see the depth behind the cheesy lines. So, instead of trying my best to avoid these graduation cliches, I decided I'm going to focus on a few of them. This is the time of your life. Your high school days are some of the best you will ever experience, so hold on to those memories and the lessons you've learned. Now, I don't know about the rest of my classmates, but there were definitely some days over the last 4 years when I was truly grateful that the best hasn't happened yet. If the years walking along the Plumstead hallways and taking notes in class after class actually are the high points of my life, then that is kind of disappointing. Part of the many emotions we experience when we graduate are the excitement and hope for our futures. However, the years we have spent at Plumstead, whether 1 or 12, have left us all with memories and learning experiences that have made the time here truly great. This class of 26 totally different people have had our ups and downs over the years here. High school is like that. But there are going to be specific moments and jokes that I'll connect with every one of you. I'll remember the days in Mr. Nichols' English classes with Fribbles and Clayton Charles. I'll remember the lunches when we forgot to eat because we were too busy trying to dominate at Dutch Blitz. I'll remember the songs in the DR that all of us were dancing, spinning, and laughing to, even when the kids weren't as enthusiastic as us. Each one of us will have our own moments to cherish from our years here, lessons learned, memories made, and relationships built. And I encourage you to hold on to them, to remember them from this time of your life. Another thing we hear often is that we need to be the change we want to see in the world. Now, this could be a very overwhelming charge at first sight. The chances that I will be the president or come up with the cure for cancer are very slim. So how am I supposed to change the world? I don't even have my diploma yet. Well, I think we should scale down this cliche. The world is made up of many individuals. The world is made of your family, your friends, your classmates, your co-workers, and the cashiers at the grocery store. Maybe we should look at this phrase as be the change you want to see in others. The way we treat the people around us and the attitudes we display have an impact on everyone we come in contact with. Whether we know it or not, everything we do and say has an impact on everyone. That is the way we can change the world. We need to live one day at a time as a positive influence on the people around us. This graduating class has gone through the years affecting each other's attitudes and perspectives on a daily basis. This isn't something we always think about as we make decisions. But as I reach the end of my experience at Plumstead, I have so many people I could thank for the positive influence on my life. Whether it was encouraging me when I was down or showing remarkable joy in a rough situation, many of the people I've had the pleasure of getting to know at Plumstead have pushed me in the right direction. So I'm not only thanking you for what you have done for me in the past, but I'm encouraging you to continue in the future. I think one of the best things you can take with you in the next step of your life is the ability to show the love of Christ in your attitudes and the way you treat people. That is the way you can change the world, starting now. And lastly, as this represents our last day as students of Plumstead Christian, I want to remind you that it's not the end, it's the beginning. One chapter of our lives is over, but we have a whole book to fill of adventures. We will all be going our separate ways next year, wearing our new college hoodies instead of the PCS polos. Whether we are going far away or staying close to home, we are jumping into something new. And while that is exciting, it can be scary. As we reach this time of our lives when we are preparing for the next step, people wonder what our plans are and what our future holds. But sometimes we don't know what our dreams are yet, or have the answer to the question, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And that's okay. The good news is the story of our lives is in the hands of an all-powerful and all-loving God. Psalms 9:10 says, "Those who know your name will trust in you, for you have never forsaken those who seek you." We need to face the mysteries and the excitement of the future, trusting in Him to light our every step, because He will never leave our side. When I look at this class that I've come to know and love over the years, I see students who aren't afraid to be themselves, who ask great questions, and who overcome tough obstacles. I am proud of every one of you. I can see the potential you all have, and one of the things that I'm most excited for is to see what God will do in each of your lives. Today marks the beginning of life in the real world. As another cliche says, we need to pack our bags and prepare for this journey. Some roads will be rough, but sometimes we need to climb the mountain in order to see the beauty on the other side. I want to encourage you now to put some of these things I've talked about in your backpacks to take with you. Your past has made you who you are now, so keep it. Don't lose those memories of the days running around outside with your siblings, playing princesses or pirates, or maybe that was just me as a Disney person. And hold on to those times you and your best friends laughed for hours about nothing at all. Take the good and the bad days from high school, and remember that this was the time you learned and grew, and sometimes, when your journey gets rough, the exact thing you will need to cheer you up is a glance at that old yearbook. The second necessity I want you to pack is a good attitude and a kind heart. People can be cruel, and not everyone will be there to cheer you on as you continue with your walk. But no matter how other people treat you, we are still called to love our enemies. And if this isn't a skill you've been working on, start now. Being able to give a smile and say a prayer for someone is something you need to have as you face a world of grouchy and selfish people. It is unbelievable how your actions can affect the attitudes of others. Finally, the last thing I want you to bring is the ability to ditch the map and follow God. Our plans will fail, and our dreams can leave us wondering what we are missing in life. Have hope that the one who holds your future is the one who created the universe. Trust in the one who gave His life to make you His child, because He will be with you every step of the way. One of the most overheard Christian cliches is God has a plan for your life. And as the cliche queen, I I declare throughout the land that this is the most important